With the ongoing revolution in information technology, our economic systems of organization are being transformed and disrupted by the rise of information networks. It started with the advent of the personal computer, World Wide Web, and with the rise of online platforms, the disruptive power of information networks to reshape economic organization became ever more apparent. Today, this process of economic transformation continues with a new set of technologies as we are currently in the process of remaking the technology stack of the Internet, building what is called Web 3.0, a primary component of which is the blockchain. The defining feature of this next stage of economic development is that it decentralizes our economy and shifts operations to global information-based networks like never before. This distributed Internet technology stack that is currently being built enables a network of computers to maintain a collective database of value ownership and exchanges via Internet protocols. This bookkeeping is neither closed nor the control of one party. Rather, it is public and available in one digital ledger which is distributed across the network. The most mature example of this is what we call the blockchain. In the blockchain, all transactions are logged, including information on the date, time, participants, and amount of every single transaction. On the basis of sophisticated mathematical principles, the transactions are verified by the so-called miners who run the computing infrastructure required to maintain the ledgers. The technology of Web 3.0 enables a new form of decentralized economy as it removes the dependency on a centralized authority for managing the network, instead replacing it with a distributed consensus model managed by many. This shared, securely encrypted database enables trustless, peer-to-peer interactions via new Internet protocols. People can begin to set up their own networks for coordination and direct exchanges of value peer-to-peer, and it enables the rules of these transactions to be automated in new ways. At the heart of this system is the distributed ledger, which records the exchanges of value. These distributed ledgers can account for and validate the exchange of any form of value. It may be a currency, it may be property, it may be a kilowatt-hour of energy, the usage of a parking spot, the number of followers a person has on social media. These distributed ledgers provide the infrastructure for building token economies. A token is simply a quantified unit of value. Tokens are both generic and fungible. It is generic in that it can be used to define any form of value, and it is fungible, meaning it is exchangeable between different specific forms of value. Traditional monetary currencies are not fully fungible, as there are many circumstances when one cannot exchange a monetary currency for other forms of value. For example, likes on social media may have a certain value, but typically cannot be directly exchanged for monetary currencies. A token differs from our traditional monetary currency in that it is more generic. Our existing currencies define a particular type of monetary value, what we call utility, which is based upon the economic logic of the industrial economy, while tokens, because they are more generic, can define a broader set of values, social capital, natural capital, or cultural capital. For example, natural capital is the integrity of an ecosystem that enables it to function and provide ecosystems services to people. In our traditional economic model, we only quantify and account for the services that the ecosystem delivers, such as food, water, materials, etc. However, we do not account for the integrity of the ecosystem that enables it to function. The generic nature of the token means it can be used to account for values such as this natural capital. The capacity to differentiate between different forms of value is made possible by the programmability of token units. Because tokens are digital, they are also programmable, which enables one to specify certain rules for that token and have those rules executed when it is exchanged, thus enabling certain constraints or possibilities in its usage. One can specify that a certain token is only spendable under certain terms, or specify how it can be converted. For example, one could program the token so that it cannot be exchanged for diamonds that are mined in a particular location of the world known for its use of slave labor. In this way, the token is not just a unit of utility, but also expresses social values. Likewise, one could create a healthcare allowance in dollars or euros that could be programmed on the blockchain so that it can only be used to pay for healthcare at certified parties. Automating these measures leads to a considerable decrease in bureaucracy. This programmable token system works to shift our economies from a single value model to a multi-value model. They create many different types of value and economies, but still retain the possibility for exchange between them.